Hi everyone, I think we're all a little bit guilty of forgetting our feet every now and again. I know I definitely am. The sun comes out, I start to think about getting my summer dresses out, my shorts out, I dust off my sandals, I whip off my socks, and then start to panic because my feet are definitely not summer ready. Fear not, if your feet are neglected like mine, I have a few tips and tricks for you that are going to sort your feet out very quickly, and this is not going to cost the earth either. Everything on a budget. Just a small disclaimer, I am going to be getting my feet out in this video today. I'm not just going to be holding products up and advising you how to use them. I will be showing you how to use them on my very own tired, haggard feet. If you are faint of heart, if you have a very strong gag reflex, I highly recommend you turn this video off here and maybe revisit it when you're feeling a little stronger. Please make sure that small children are not in eyeshot of your devices. I do not want to be traumatizing anybody today. If any of you still think that I have a side hustle selling naked pictures of my feet at the end of this video, you need help. I'm going to be using quite a few products in this video. All of them are affordable, and once you've bought them, a lot of them are going to last for a really long time and you won't have to repurchase. Having said that, you don't need the products that I'm going to be using in this video. There's just a couple that I would recommend, but all the others you can just use whatever you have to hand. So first of all, I'm going to protect my flooring using something that is non-porous. Really important that it's non-porous because you're going to be resting your feet on it whilst you have products on your feet, and you don't want anything that you're protecting your flooring to absorb any of the products. So use a plastic bag that you can then wipe down and reuse again, totally fine. Next, I'm going to grab my foot file and I'm going to massage very gently over those harder areas of skin. If you do have a lot of hard skin or rough skin on your feet, you need to give those a once over with a foot file to start removing those very, very gently first and foremost before you move on to step 2. That's not always going to be the case. If your feet are in a little bit better condition than mine, you may be able to skip this step and move straight on to step 2. These foot files are cheap as chips. I think this one came in a pack of 3 or a pack of 5 from Amazon. I will link everything I'm using in this video in the description box for anybody that wants to see exactly what I'm using, but you can use any foot file. Next up, I'm going to remove any battered nail polish. I really liked this colour nail polish that I had on my feet, so I'm sad to be getting rid of it, but it's definitely seen better days, needs a refresh, so it has to go. Then I move on to the second round of exfoliation. This is where the magic happens. This is such a great treatment. I'm not a huge fan of this for the face, but for the feet, I am on board. This is the Ordinary's AHA 30% plus BHA 2% peeling solution, and I pop this everywhere. I place it underneath my feet first, then place my feet down on the non-porous pad and apply more product on the top of my feet. Leave that for no longer than 10 minutes. Depending on the quality of the skin on my feet, I might leave it only for 5 minutes. Today is a definite 10-minute day. It's really important that you use the Ordinary's peeling solution on completely dry skin. Please don't use this on damp skin. If you do try and use it on damp skin, it's going to penetrate the skin too deeply and it may cause you some irritation. So dry skin and dry skin alone is how I would use this product. And while I'm talking about that, I think it's really important to mention that I exfoliated the feet with the foot file earlier on completely dry skin also. I didn't soak my feet prior to that exfoliation either. It's so much easier to exfoliate dead skin, dry skin, hard skin on the feet when it is dry and hard. If it's soft, you do run the risk of exfoliating too much, damaging the skin barrier and irritating the feet. Once the peeling solution has worked its magic, I remove that with a damp flannel and then move into the bathroom and soak my feet in a lukewarm bath for between 10 and 20 minutes, depending on how long I've got. You need to soak your feet for at least 10 minutes so your nails and your cuticles are softened. We're going to be working on those next, so it's really important that they're soft and pliable, especially when you're trimming your nails. If you do have quite brittle nails like me, really important to have them soft so that they have less likelihood of snapping. You don't want your nails to be snapping, you want to be able to trim them, and it's much easier if they're soft. I actually don't need to trim my nails. My nails are quite short to begin with, and I do suffer occasionally with ingrowing toenails, so I don't like my nails to be too short. I do like my nails to be quite square though, to prevent ingrowing toenails from happening in the future. I don't like them to be round at the edges, so I am going to take a nail file and just square off those ends. For me personally, there are 3 things that make my feet look more haggard than they need to look. One is chipped nail polish, and we've all seen I am definitely guilty of that one. 2, hard skin, cracked skin on the heels. We've already dealt with that situation. And 3, overgrown cuticles can make the nails look really messy. So we're going to deal with that now. I'm going to take the Sally Hansen Rapid Cuticle Remover, pop that around the nail, wait for about 20 seconds, and then take my cuticle tool and start removing very gently all of the overgrown cuticle. Now you can go to town and shop at Tweezerman or somewhere even more expensive for your tools if you want to. Totally your choice, knock yourself out, but it is just not necessary to spend a fortune on these tools. Both of the tools that I'm going to be using in this video today are from a brand called Brushworks. Super affordable, and once you have them, they are going to last. Once I've removed the overgrown cuticles from the nail bed, I'm then going to trim any excess cuticles with my cuticle cutter. I can also pull any excess cuticle from the nail bed that I've not been able to remove with my cuticle remover. This looks really scary, but it's really not. If you can bring yourself to do this, if you can pluck up the courage, it's definitely worth doing because it will give you that freshly pedicured look. If you didn't have any nail polish on at the beginning of this treatment, now is the time where I would definitely recommend you get some nail polish remover and rub that over every single nail, regardless of whether you have nail polish to remove or not. This will remove any excess oils and will make sure that your nail polish stays put for much, much longer. Before I add any nail polish, however, I am going to be treating my feet to a little bit of moisturizer, especially on the heel area or anywhere where I previously had hard skin. This is the CeraVe SA Renewing Foot Cream. It is so good. It is a 3rd round of exfoliation. You're not going to overdo it though. As long as you didn't go overboard with the foot file earlier on, you should be totally safe to apply this. It's going to seal in all the moisture from the foot bath, but it's also going to help to keep that dead skin at bay. Not only am I going to be applying this now though, I am going to be applying this every single day for maintenance. So this is the product that I'll apply either before bed or first thing in the morning. No need to do it both times. If you don't mind wearing socks to bed, apply this in the evening. If you're like me and you don't like wearing socks to bed, apply this in the morning and then apply socks over the top of it and get on with your day. Cotton socks are better because they're less absorbent, but just wear whatever you have to hand. Should be fine. I'm a huge believer in treating the nails on my feet in exactly the same way that I would treat the nails on my hands. So first and foremost, I go for a base coat. This one is from Maybelline and it's the Superstay Strength Primer. I apply 1 coat of this. It is an absolutely fantastic base coat and it definitely increases the longevity of my polish. Then I pick my polish of choice. I always like to go for something slightly more vibrant on my toes. This is from Barry M and it's the Jelly High Shine in the shade Red Velvet. I like to apply 2 coats of the polish and then once that's dry, I move on to the top coat. This is such a great top coat. Again, this is from Barry M and it's the Wet Set Quick Dry Top Coat and that is exactly what it is. If you have a habit of applying your nail polish just before you leave the house, this is the top coat that I would recommend to you because it is super quick drying. It really is rapid. And finally, I'm applying a little bit of cuticle oil around the perimeter of the nail and massaging that in really carefully. This is such an important step and it's a step that a lot of people miss out. If you nourish the cuticle, if you make sure the cuticle is healthy, the more chance you've got of having a really healthy nail and your feet looking superb for much, much longer. So try not to skip this step. If you don't have cuticle oil, but you've got a face oil or some body oil, definitely use that. Some oil is better than no oil at all. And I've got to say at this point, don't forget sun cream on your feet. You may have noticed that I've got some pigmentation across the top of my feet. That's from a couple of weeks ago when I went to my daughter's football tournament and I smothered myself in SPF. I mean, it was from head to ankle. Definitely wasn't on my feet, and when I got home I realised I had some burnt patches across the tops of my feet, which I now have to live with for the next few months. So do not make my mistake. Look after every single little bit of skin you've got on your body, including the skin on your feet. It really hurt. So let's just go through how often I would use each product, how often I would do this full treatment. The CeraVe SA Renewing Foot Cream is my most used product out of everything because I use this every single day for maintenance. If you use this every single day for maintenance, the likelihood is you will be able to skip step 1 with the foot file because you won't have any dead hard skin on your feet to start off with. So, you know, you're on to a winner. When it comes to the entire routine, when it comes to removing the cuticle, pushing back the cuticles, using the Ordinary's peeling solution, I would probably do that once every single month. I wouldn't feel the need to do that every single week, especially with this one. I don't want to be over exfoliating my feet, causing irritation. I'm just going to make my feet look worse, not better. So definitely not for that. But you know your own feet, so you will have to decide how often you use these products. But for me, it's definitely around about once a month, and I only do this in the spring and summer. I neglect my feet completely during those winter months, apart from the CeraVe. Everything else sort of goes to pot. I use around about 1/7 or 1/8 of a bottle of the peeling solution every single time I use it. So considering I don't use this in the autumn winter months, it's going to last me a really long time. I would say at least a year, and it's already super affordable, so that's good for me. And as far as painting my nails goes, well, I do that as and when I can be bothered, and as you saw at the beginning of this video, I haven't been bothered in a really long time, but the sun has been out, so that is going to change, and I always feel a little bit more put together, a little bit more in control of my own life when I have nail polish on my feet. I know it makes no rhyme or reason, this makes no sense, but hopefully you understand what I mean by that. Otherwise you're just all looking at me like, what? I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've got something out of it, whether that be just the nudge that you needed to get rid of those overgrown cuticles, slap some polish on your nails, exfoliate your feet, and stop being embarrassed about them because they can look absolutely beautiful with a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, and a few products. Mine are looking really quite nice at the moment, actually, and I am considering a separate working opportunity. Maybe not. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.